everybody, I'm Lisa Rowberry, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be one that may seem kind of basic, but is very, very important, especially if you are going to shell out the money for an air purifier. That's right. Today we are going to be talking about changing out your air purifier filter and, more importantly, how to turn this pesky light off, because we have this little indicator light that is shown on the front of our air purifiers. I don't know if my lighting is going to be too bright for this or not, but you've got a little filter indicator light that is showing at the top of your settings here on your air purifier. Once that is lit, that means it is time to change out your air purifier. Now, this may seem very super basic information, but it's so important. And one of the things that I get asked about all the time, especially if you are a new owner of a Scentsy air purifier, is how do I turn this dang indicator light off? Because I will unplug it, I will plug it back in, I will change outlets, but I can't get it to turn off. So we're going to talk about that today. But I also haven't even had a chance to actually take out this dirty filter and just see how dirty it actually is. So we are going to do a full-on changeover and reset of my air purifier here together. I know I have talked about the air purifier on my channel a few times, especially when it first came out, just to kind of talk about if I felt like it was really worth the splurge, because let's face it, these are an investment, right? They're $250. This month there is a sale, thank goodness. So you can actually save $25 on these and pay $225, that's US pricing, on an air purifier. So if you're gonna get one, definitely get one on sale for sure. But I honestly believe in this product. I am not someone who just buys all the things and think that everything is just the most amazing product just because I sell it. I first and foremost am a customer before I'm a consultant. When I got into this business, that's all it was for. I literally just wanted to join just so I could buy my own products and get my hands on my own testers and be able to smell all of the things on my own, order the things on my own. I had no interest on making this a business. So even though now this is my full-time job, it is my husband's full-time job, still first and foremost, I'm looking at our products and treating our products as a customer, not as a consultant, not as someone who is selling a product just to sell it. I will never be here to sell a product just to basically sell it. I can tell you, I honest and truly believe in this product. So much so that I actually have 8 in my home. I love this product. You definitely can see the results. The first time you change out your air purifier is when you are going to believe in this, because clearly it is taking junk out of the air and filtering the air to make you breathe cleaner, healthier air, right? So there's all different kinds of air purifiers that are out on the market right now. But what I love about the Scentsy air purifier is the fact that you can put 2 pods of your choice in the top here. And so while it is sucking in the air from around the purifier itself, going in through this, I'm gonna do a full demo here. It's gonna suck in the air from all around the air purifier itself from around here. It's going to go through the filter, filtrate the air, and then pump it back out up through the top. So when it's pumping that clean air up through the top, it is pumping that clean air through these pods, which makes your air smell fabulous, right? So what we are mainly talking about today, because you see my air filter indicator light is going, it is time to change it out. There's a couple of things that I wanted to address because I get these questions quite a bit. How often do you have to change out the air filter? Is it okay if I vacuum this or wash this and reuse it? These are not meant to be reusable filters. These are meant to be one-use filters. One use meaning like you keep it in there until the filter indicator light turns on. That's the device letting you know, okay, this is a dirty filter, it needs to be changed. I don't recommend to reuse these filters. You really should buy a new filter, just simply because if you are vacuuming it out or if you're cleaning it, washing it in any kind of way, you're not really fully cleaning it. You're still gonna have, because there are a lot of folds in these filters, right? So you're never gonna get all the way down in there and clean all of the gunk and dirt out. So you're not really fully cleaning the filter and letting the device do the job that it is meant for. Also, I've had people ask, how long can I keep it in there once the indicator light comes on? I would say when the indicator light comes on, it's time to change it. And the reason for that is because the device itself is letting you know, hey, it is time to change this out. It is dirty. I'm having to work really hard to clean your air now, so please help me out and change out the filter. So if you think of it this way, if you're putting a new filter in, the device isn't having to work as hard to clean the air, right? It's filtering, it's doing its job the way it's meant to. If you have a filter that's dirty, like the one that we're gonna see today, now I don't mess around. Like as soon as I see that the air filter needs to be changed, I change it out. I always make sure I have several of these on hand. I always make sure I have 8 of these on hand since I have 8 air purifiers in my home. I always make sure I have 8 of these on hand, so that way at any given moment, if I have that indicator light pop on, then I know I can change it. But if you have to wait, I would even say maybe don't use it. Like you're okay to use it, but here in our house, if the indicator light goes on and I don't have an air filter, I'm not gonna be using the air purifier until I have that air filter, that new air filter to be changed out. You run the risk of damaging the motor and damaging the air purifier if you're not going to change out the air filter in a timely manner. Now, if you see it on and you want to give it a day or two, like you're fine with that. You're not going to break it if you don't change it out immediately. I just feel like these are such an investment. I'm not gonna cheap out by not giving a new filter. Like these are $35. I'm not gonna let a $35 filter make it so that I damage this in any kind of way. It's not gonna happen. So just remember that if you are like, oh, it's okay, I'll just wait another month or 2 or 3 or 4. I would not recommend that. I would say the device is telling you, help, I need to be cleaned. So it is time to change out to a brand new filter. Like I said, these are $35. They are offered through Scentsy. I know when these were first released, Scentsy didn't have the replacement filters ready quite yet. When you purchase this, the air purifier does come with a brand new filter. So you don't have to immediately buy a replacement filter if you don't want to. So I remember when these were first released and Scentsy didn't have the replacement filters available just yet. There were supply issues, story of our life for the last few years, right? So I actually did some research and I looked online, I looked on Amazon, I looked to try to find an air filter that would fit in this, and I could not find one that would fit in this air purifier perfectly. So always use the Scentsy air purifier filters. That way this device will run the way it's meant to. It's gonna fit properly, and it's just all in all going to work at its best. So, okay, shall we see how nasty this filter is? So this particular air purifier is from our guest room, so there's not a ton of activity in there. The dogs do go in there and kind of hang out in there quite a bit, especially when Sean and I are working, because it's on this side of the house, so that way they can kind of be like in our general vicinity, but they'll be hanging out on the sleeper in the guest room, which is a lot more comfortable than just laying on the floor by our feet, right? So we're gonna go ahead and unplug the air purifier. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug it. On the bottom is where you have your little filter door. So we're gonna go ahead and unlock this, and let's see. And I'm gonna show you a comparison to new one to the used one, and I have not checked this out yet. And it's also kind of strangely satisfying when you see, like, at least for me, when you see all the junk that is all over your filter. So like, I don't know if my camera's gonna pick this up or not, but there's like all kinds of dust bunnies and hair and all of the, and you see it's dirty. You can do the judgment for yourself here. You can see it is dirty. It definitely needs to be changed. But again, your air purifier filter, it's not going to break if you don't change this right now, right? But as you're using it more and more, you may see people who will change their air filter and it'll be like caked on. Whether that means that they are maybe going through some construction in their house, or maybe you've got the windows open. I know during like the spring and summer months when we have the windows open open, this is definitely gonna look a lot grungier for sure. If you have more junk in the air, it's going to be picking up more stuff, right? So if you're leaving this in there longer, it's making the device work that much harder to clean and filter the air. So just kind of remember that if you're not wanting to change the filter out right away. So again, let me just kind of put this up here so you can see just a little side-by-side comparison if it actually works. I can tell you it works. Proof is in the filter, right? Proof is in the filter. Oh my gosh, and now I've got like some dust bunnies and stuff flying all over here, so that's perfect. Okay, so now what I like to do, because this is where the filter sits, so now what I like to do is I actually will take this outside, and I have a can of compressed air, and so I will just go out there and kind of get all the dust bunnies out before I actually change out the filter, and then I will take that same can of compressed air and just kind of like get all of the dust and grime off of the top here too. So please hold. Okay, and now we're back and we have a fresh, squeaky clean air purifier, basically as good as new. I have taken the can of compressed air. I do it outside just so that I'm not blowing dust and whatnot throughout inside of the house. Like, I'm just gonna do this outside. So there's a little tip for you there. So I have cleaned off the top, any little like dust particles or anything that is sticking to any of these little prongs. And I have cleaned out the inside here. The filter does a really good job of basically catching everything, but there's always gonna be like a little bit of some dust and stuff kind of hanging out. So I want this to be as fresh and brand new as possible when I'm putting a brand new filter in. So we've got our brand new filter ready to go. So we're just gonna pop it right in here, just like that. And we have the door that we're going to secure it in. There is a little lock latch, so you'll just press it down. There's I don't know if you're going to see this or not, but there is a little indicator right here that shows the lock and unlock little icon. So you'll just line up your little arrow with the unlock button, push down, and you will lock. So now it is locked into place. It's not going anywhere, and we are all good to go. So we are ready, right? So we take our cord, plug it back in, and then what do we see here? That dang indicator light is still on. So that was like, that's always the biggest thing, because people are thinking, okay, well maybe it's sensing all the junk in the used filter, and so that's why it's saying no, it still needs to be replaced. That's not the case. We have to reset this. So, and I know you're like, well, you unplugged it, so what's the big deal? Like, you basically should have reset it, right? Not necessarily. So I'm going to show you how to reset it, because this is one of the things that I get asked quite a bit from people who purchase these. You're like, how the heck do I turn this dang indicator light off so I know when the next time is that I need to switch out my filter? So you unplug it, clean it out, and then plug it back in. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on. It's probably going to turn red, so don't judge me. I have this dirty filter over here, so things are flying around. So when you turn it on, you're gonna have your little light here. Yep, and it's turning red. So when your little ring, and you can hear it's on high. So that means when you turn this on and this ring turns red and it's on high, that means it's detecting junk that it's cleaning out of the air. So that's always what you want. Like, you want to make sure, I mean, I guess it's not really what you want, but then you know it's working. You're like, okay, perfect. It's cleaning the air. This is perfect. So you turn it on, and then from the on position, you're going to press and hold the power button. Now, when you press and hold that power button and it powers down, you can see that filter indicator light saying, change me. That has now turned off. So we have now reset that filter indicator light. So now the machine knows, okay, we've got a new filter in here, so we are good to go. So now you can turn it back on and you are good to go. You can see how it was white. So when it's white, it means that the air is clean, that it's sucking into the device. And when it's red and kicks onto high mode, then that means it's picking up junk in the air and it's filtering for you and cleaning the air around you, which is fantastic. So, and then you've got your pods here. Typically what I'll do when I'm changing out the filters, I will then take that opportunity to change out the pods, but these I just popped in here. These are the pink sunshine pods, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep these in here for a little bit longer anyway. So we have that. I'm gonna turn this off just because it's a little bit loud since it's picking up all the junk. But yeah, so I absolutely love our air purifiers, and since this was a good opportunity, I saw the indicator light and I was like, oh, I need to change that, but I thought I haven't actually come on here and shared with you guys how to actually change out the air purifier filter. I know it seems super simple, but that little indicator light can be a little bit of a booger. So I figured I would at least show you that. A couple other little things in case you are looking at picking up an air purifier. These air purifiers, the filters will typically last around 90 days. Now keep in mind it may pop on a little bit sooner if it's picking up more junk than it usually would. So you may need to change it out sooner. But yeah, typically right around the 90 days is how long that filter is going to last you. And I do highly recommend to just purchase the replacement filters directly from Scentsy, and just that way you have one on hand. When you need to change it out, you can just pop it in there and no big deal. How big of a space does this clean? How big of a space can this work with? So this is going to clean the air for about 200 square feet. So a pretty typical size of a guest bedroom or office. That's going to be the pretty typical size that this is going to help clean the air with. So that's why we have one in basically every room. We've got one here in this room, our guest room, office. We've got one in our kitchen, one in our living room, one in our entryway. We've got two in our bedroom, one on each side of our bed. And honestly, I just feel like I mean, you see this, right? You see this and you're thinking, oh man, like, I don't want to breathe that in. Like, I'm really glad I had this. And keep in mind, we have had these going all day, every day, forever since these things have been launched. So, I mean, I didn't buy all 8 at the same time. I'm not crazy, but I have gradually gotten more because I believe so much in this product, because you can see the proof is in the filter. So I mean, I'm super happy. I mean, we have dogs that are indoors. Like I said, when we open up our windows for the season and stuff, like, yeah, it's picking up junk and stuff that you could be breathing in or could be settling in your carpets and all of that stuff. So absolutely love our air purifiers. So figured I would take this opportunity, since I had to change out my filter, that I would change it along with you and show you the little trick to turn off that air purifier filter light. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know down below in the comments if you have picked up an air purifier, what your thoughts are on the air purifier. I absolutely, both of us, Sean and I both really love our air purifiers. I love every time I change out the filter, I'm always like, hey Sean, look at this, look at this. He's just like, I know they work. You don't have to show me every single time, but I'm just like, I'm like a little kid. I'm just like, I love it though. It means it's working. So yeah, I absolutely love ours. And I hope if you have one that you love yours, if you have been kind of holding off, if you've been on the fence, this is the perfect time to pick them up since they are on sale this month. It's the absolute perfect time to do it. Also, with the air purifier filters, you can also add the filters to your Scentsy Club, which is our subscription service. And that way you don't even have to think about ordering them. They just come to you on an automatic basis every 1, 2, or 3 months. So something to think about there too. All right, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content. If you're new, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you stay up to date with all things Scentsy. All right, guys, have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.